Welcome back to Breaking Waves Sailing, a channel about Ben and Alie and their adventures sailing the world in search of surf waves. After buying an 80s era sailboat and spending 4 years fixing her up and learning to sail around Vancouver Island, we have just accomplished one of the biggest dreams of our lives and sailed 3,000 miles all the way across the Pacific Ocean.
Batten down the hatches! Woo!
In this week's episode, we are going raw and uncut as Ben and I embark on a 400 nautical mile passage.
We are beaten into it.
Hit subscribe if you haven't already because you do not want to miss out on the adventures of Breaking Waves Sailing.
Good morning, everybody. We are back on the move. Got up pretty early this morning. I think it was like 4 a.m., maybe 3:30 when I got up and got us underway. Alie stayed up late, so we're trying to get in the cycle here of our shifts, night shifts. And she's sleeping now, but yeah, we're underway. We're leaving the Marquesas and we're heading for the Tuamotus. So that's pretty exciting. The Marquesas has been cool, extremely beautiful, really cool place to make landfall after crossing the Pacific. But ready to move on and ready to go from, these are the, you know, the newer formed high volcanic mountains with no outer reef, meaning kind of difficult to find surf. And now we're going to the opposite of that, which is the really old volcanic mountains that have sunk back into the ocean, leaving only the outer barrier reef that formed around that island, which presumably will happen to these islands someday. We'll get their outer reefs. But anyway, we're going to the atolls, which is, you know, sunken islands. It's like a big lagoon in the middle of an outer reef. So you get really beautiful water, you get really calm anchorages, which is going to be nice because that anchorage was getting really old. And you get surf at the reef passes. And so yeah, this is truly, I don't know how many times I've said since we've owned this boat, like a dream come true, but I mean, you couldn't get any more of what my dream was anyway, which is getting the boat to warm water surf, high quality waves with not very many people out. Like, this is one of those places in the world. It's a 4-day passage, and in about a week it looks like we got a pretty good south swell coming, so I'm feeling optimistic that we're gonna get, the dream's gonna come together here. So fingers crossed. I'm excited to get there either way, excited to mix up the scenery a little bit more probably like beach hangouts, bonfires, more swimming and snorkeling and spearfishing and a little more ocean activities, I think, where we're going. So exciting times. I'm also just looking forward to the sail. 4 days at sea, baby. Woohoo!
Probably should have tethered in for that.
It's getting a little sporty out here.
I feel very comfortable, but yeah, lots of wind.
So it's just the sailing angle for us all.
And there's lots of wind and there's definitely some swell. Trees.
Nice sunny day though.
It's beautiful and I feel very comfortable.
Day one of 3 or 4, probably 3. A bit.
Tuamotus! So excited.
I actually think we're making such good speed that rather than slowing down for sunrise on Saturday, we might actually be able to just get in before dark on Friday if we keep this speed up. We're doing like 7 to 8 knots.
Going like pretty consistently 8.
Not that, I mean, we just reefed, so we're not going to push it, but we're sort of right on. It's either we do need to push it to make sunset, or we got to kill a whole night and really slow down. So we'll see. So we're coming near to the end of the day here on day 1 of this passage to the Tuamotus, and we've just been going so good, like probably averaging well over 6 knots, probably closer to 7. And we need to slow down because if we're gonna go into the pass, we're at Rayora, I think it's called, on Saturday morning, then we're just going way too fast. So now we're 1 reef in the main, head sail half in. We're still doing well over 6 knots on a beam reach. But with boat really nice and balanced. So we got the vane out. doing its thing. We tend to actually not use it all the time. Like most people that have a vane, I think, use it every chance they get. I guess we've discovered we like to push the boat a bit. we like going fast, which usually means that we're probably out of balance, we're probably oversailed. And yeah, like we could be easily doing like numbers in the 8 to 9 knots range right now, but I don't think we could do it with the hydrovane steering, most likely, because the boat would be out of balance. Maybe we're just not good enough sailors, I don't know. But I do like when things are in balance and we can put the vane up and feel the harmony of everything working together. One with the ocean, one with the wind. Squalls are coming. Weren't expecting any squalls.
Maybe it'll just pass over.
I think it's gonna pass over us, all right. We're already pretty reefed down anyway because we're trying to slow the boat down. Still not much to do, but secure the boat a little bit and get ready for a rainfall.
Hold out our mugs.
Wet some water.
Collect some water. How weird. I was just telling Ben today how weird it is that we're just like lounging around and comfortable on this boat while it takes us all over the world. Like we're not even driving it. It's like the Tesla before Teslas were around, and it's just on water, which is significantly cooler. Hydrovane steering us. We just have to like make snacks and try not to puke.
And I don't puke, and Alie made snacks, so I really haven't had anything to do.
Try to stay upright. No, you're doing plenty. You just got the boat ready. Reefed and whatnot.
Just stare at the clouds and worry. That's all I do.
Shake fists at the clouds. Like Homer Simpson. So we have spent today trying to slow the boat down, which is usually the opposite of what we normally do. Normally we're like, oh, if we're not going 7, we're not going fast enough. But today we want to be going 5.8 and we just can't seem to not do 8. We want to time it with, there's a lot of things to time it with. Daylight, because there's all these like coral bombs going to be in our way. Tide and slack tide maybe. And what else?
Light.
I said that. Anyways. Current. I also said that, but that's okay.
I would stop paying attention at coral bombs. Go on.
Yeah. Anyways, so there's a lot of stuff to worry about for arriving, and we're just going too fast. So try to slow down.
We're getting there. It's 5.9 to 6.6. It's better.
Yeah, we're doing a lot better. It's actually showed us how much out of balance the boat was, so good learning experience. But it's a test today, a lesson in what we the opposite of what we usually do. So yeah.
Which is overpower the boat
and go fast.
And go fast. Hydrovane works much better when the boat is balanced, for sure.
The teacher. Afterburners engaged.
That isn't too bad.
Also, one of the worst things about the ITZ is that they would pop up so fast. Like this one we saw coming from quite a while. We could prepare, we reefed, we put things away. Woo! Oh, okay, it's coming. It's happening.
Ready?
Yeah.
Batten down the hatches!
Batten down the hatches! Woo! Jesus Christ! Here it comes.
What's up guys, day 2 here on our passage to the Chuamotos. Sorry about the generator. We've actually had a lot of cloud cover and rain overnight and this afternoon, this morning. So because we're running 2 fridges, we got a freezer full of food, second freezer full of food for where we're going, we are pretty underpowered for passage making. But we knew that'd be the case. I expected to run the generator every day on this passage so that we can have a bunch of food and 2 motos. Anyway, things are going good. We've slowed the boat way down to like under 6 knots, so that we can arrive not tomorrow morning, but the following morning at sunrise and have nice good light to navigate the pass into our first atoll and to navigate the lagoon and go through the bombies and all that with being able to spot them from the bow. So yeah, things are going good. Kind of wish we left later so we could sail. It's just more fun to sail fast the whole way. But yeah, I think we've got maybe one more big squall to pass us by, and then should be into sunshine, I think, for a few days, and hopefully some waves. It looks like the Tahiti Pro Surf Comp, obviously Tahiti is on right now, but the waiting period is on, and it looks like they're going to wait for a swell mid next week. It looks like it's going to be pumping, which should mean, I believe, I don't really know the area very well, but I would think the Tuamotus will also be getting that big south swell. And so fingers crossed, we might actually be getting into some waves here finally.
Welcome back to Breaking Waves. This is your first mate vlog. My name is Alie. It is 4:00 p.m. local time on day 2. It is still rolly, but nowhere near as rolly as it was. Thank heavens. Last night, it was like super confused, but super rolly. And I think it was because there was all these squalls everywhere. Boop, 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 boop. Just sending waves in every which direction. And I smelled... What is that? Went downstairs, opened the door, and smells so strong. I'm not yet certain what happened, but I think there's a hose that runs from one of our diesel tanks to the air vent. And because we were so heeled over, we just getting pitched over. That hose was getting some like overflow from our tanks, which seems like it should be like a valve that you turn off. Like, it just seems like not a good idea. Anyway, it wasn't going overboard. It was going, ow, I keep biting my lip. It was going back and into our bilge, and it smelled so bad. And unfortunately, smell of diesel is one of my seasickness triggers. So I was sick, so sick all night. And usually I find relief at night because I can't see the horizon. I can't see that it's like waving all over the place, but it's a full moon, which is beautiful. But I could see everything. So I was very sick last night. And I'm not personally stoked on having to go slow because I like to go fast. And so does Kiana. But alas, here we are. We are making our way downtown. Watching fast. Faces past and I'm homebound. Go watching the sunset. Next time we'll time things better. Our average on the ocean crossing was 5.8, so we just timed off that. But turns out Kiana wants to go like 7.8. So we won't make that mistake again. Other than that, it's been dreamy, boring, which is nice. Really boring, actually. And now I'm just watching the sunset. Boring is uneventful, which is great. So. That's what you get aboard Kiana when you complain. Your life is so hard. Look where we are.
My boxers are older than you are.
Your what? Your boxers are old. Your boxers are outrageously old and stretched out, and they have holes in them.
And they look nice.
Wah. 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 Where's all the marine life? Where's anything to look at? We're in a water desert. It's just nothing but water. Oh, look at that. That looks like a choo-choo train. Like a train, is it?
Oh hi, I'm Benjamin. I'm doing everything to overheat my body temperature.
I'm bored.
Just on schedule as I'm about to go to bed. Squall! Show up! Yeah. They don't look too bad, but seems like clockwork.
It's every time my shift starts, whoop-ow! And as soon as Ben goes to sleep, wait long enough so that he drifts, and then whoop-ow!
I drink my sleepy tea, cozy on into bed, and 1 hour later it's just all hell breaks loose. Every single night. Every single night. We were talking about it earlier though. It's like why don't squalls ever happen in the daytime to us? Daytime's always so chill.
I think I know the answer to that.
But then I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what, we need the solar in the day. So if you had to choose, even though it's annoying to have to work for the night shifts like that and not sleep well, I'd still rather have solar energy during the daytime and squalls at nighttime.
I'm also no meteorologist myself, but I could theorize when the sun goes down, the air cools, and I feel like the contrast of hot air and cold air make clouds.
No, it's like a land thing. Out here,
I think I'm right.
no.
Yeah, but the water is hot, and so when the air becomes colder than the water, there's like a condensation evaporation thing that goes on into clouds, and then all of a sudden they're full of stuff, and they're like, what do I do with all this stuff I just picked up? And then they just whip it at us.
Okay, let's look that up. I'm gonna say that's not correct.
Somebody's got to fact check.
Wow. Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow. What was that?
wow.
And I don't know why I was not expecting squalls on this trip. I thought it was just going to be sunny skies and nice breeze the whole way, but we've gotten quite a few. I thought we were definitely out of the woods yesterday, but they just keep coming. Had a nice morning sunrise though, beautiful moon last night. It was a full moon. Got the line in the water. Some squalls over here. And I can see our first atoll. We're gonna blow by this little one. There's no actually reef pass to go into it, but people do live on it. It looks like according to Google Satellite. See an atoll just over there. It's a bit harder to get into the rhythm of the passage when the squalls would pop up seemingly out of nowhere. And like I was just going down to download some podcasts and get into like reading mode and all that, and all of a sudden I realized the wind has shifted and the sky has totally changed and there's clouds everywhere, and just yeah, it's sort of hard to slip into the rhythm because things just change a lot and you gotta be on your toes a bit more. These squalls down here haven't been nearly as powerful as they were back in the equator area. But they change the wind direction and the wind speed, and they make you have to be ready to deal with things. So really can't complain. We're having a pretty nice 3.5 day passage here. We're about to enter we are in the Tuamotus now, and there's a big swell on the horizon next week, so it's all good. This is exactly what we came here for. I take it back, these squalls are powerful, turns out. This one got Alie out of bed.
Favorite way to wake up.
Go back. Sure wind speed high.
Says it's off.
The final night of our 3-day, going on 4-day passage from Marquesas to Tuamotus. And we don't usually record at night because you can't see anything, but I just got off my sleeping shift, so it's like 1 in the morning, and boat's perfectly trimmed, balanced. The sea state is really nice. This is about as comfortable of sailing as you can get, and we're in the middle of the ocean. It's really beautiful just to remember where we are and how far we've come and how nice the boat can be at times like this, how well she sails. Very satisfying. I know. Sorry about the wind noise, but we are beaten into it. A bit of a wind shift after a really nice overnight sail. We're about 15 miles out from Rayora. And I can see the first little bits of the atoll, the northern end of it. That's exciting.
Yeah, so as you were coming in, you stayed to the left, over?
That's correct. Stay to the left. There's some shallow spots. And we didn't have any big waves or anything. The current was a little bit strong, 2 knots against us, but otherwise it was manageable.
Yeah, copy that. Okay, yeah, it looks to be about 4 knots right now from what I can see on the guesstimator. We're looking to come in around about 9 o'clock, which will make it about 1 knot against us. Yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at right now. It does look, we're right at the entrance now. It looks pretty gnarly. Over.
You ready to drop me in? It's so crazy, yeah, it's like just little specks of land compared to the Marquesas. It doesn't look like a 20-mile long lagoon. Okay guys, we just approached the Rayora West Pass entrance. Right on time. We slowed ourselves down kind of perfectly to give ourselves a chance to get the sails down and run the engine for a little bit before we head in, make sure everything's, all the fuel filters aren't clogged and all that.
Hot in there.
That's a happy engine. Because there's a good chance we're going to hit some current. We just heard another boat went through about a half an hour ago and had 4 knots against them, which is quite a bit. So we're going to be running like probably over 3,000 RPM to punch through that. So I'm just going to double check that our coolant, there's enough there so we don't overheat. How do you feel about this pass, our first atoll? I feel like we've done this shit before, to be honest.
I kind of feel not as nervous as I think I should be. And I'm just kind of like, we'll figure it out. Like, there's a lot to think about. Current, bombies.
Yeah, the bombies I'm more worried about.
The bombies, we've never done that before. So I'll stay on the bow and keep a lookout, but I don't know what they're going to look like or if I'm going to see them in time and stuff. So I think it'll be fine though. Like, I mean, you just got to try it to find out how it is. So it's cool to do something that we have never done before.
Wow, this is just completely different than the Marquesas. Like, this is like castaway shit, you know, like tiny little motus. That's why they call it the Tuamotus. Little motus, island sand, no mountains at all. I don't know if we've explained this or not yet, but the Tuamotus were what the Marquesas were, like tall volcanic mountains, but much, much earlier. And then they've sunken into the sea. And all that's left is their outer reef along the outside. On the inside of the lagoon, though, there is bombies, which is like coral heads everywhere, which are very dangerous and hard to navigate. Not well charted, so we'll have to deal with that on the other side of this pass. But first things first, we got to get through the pass. Now's the time to talk to the...
Now is the chance.
Okay, so I have 3 versions of GPS to help navigate through this pass in the lagoon. I've got my main chart plotter, and I've got open CPN with the satellites. So I don't know if you can see this or not, but I've got satellite view that shows the bombies and all that. And it's just another different GPS system to verify where exactly we are.
Which one's more reliable?
They're equally reliable.
Do they match each other?
Most of the time, but GPS is plus or minus like 5 meters, you know, like. And then I have my phone, Navionics on my phone. So there's 3 different ways of looking at it to just verify exactly where we are. More so for the bombies than it is, and also looking for like somewhere to anchor than for the pass itself. The pass, the intel is to hug to the port side, the north side for the direction we're going, and there's less current on that side, it's deeper. So I think it's like 8 meters deep on that side and a lot shallower on the other side. So when a pass is deep, that means more room for water to pass through, which means less current. So not only is it better for not hitting the bottom, but it means less current against the boat.
Benjamin, you're so smart. You've come a long way.
See a bunch of shallow breaking waves over there. Also on the other side, not right now, but it will be. I can definitely see where you gotta plan your passage through these passes appropriately.
Wow, look at this. Rapids all around us. Wow, that looks significant over there. I think we'll be fine. It's pretty wide, actually.
right now. Doing 5 speed over ground, 5 boat speed, 1 speed over ground. Sounds good. Easy.
How do you feel about that?
No problem.
Yeah, it was actually pretty deep. I was standing over the bow and I was like, oh, this is like 30, 40 feet.
It's 25 feet more, 20 feet right now.
Oh. Yeah, I was like, this is like not really a problem. However, I was getting distracted by how beautiful and clear the water was, and I was like, was that a fish?
It is super nice here.
It's so pretty. I can't wait to get in the water.
And you can see, like, the swell isn't big here, but you can see how the wraps around the reef entrances, and I'm just so excited!
Maybe be a way further.
I'm sure there's a wave there on the right swell. I know over here.
Woo-hoo. Yeah. I was like, it's like 30
Holy
feet.
moly, I'm just realizing how clear the water is.
I know, it's hard to not get distracted.
Jesus.
And that's like 30, 40 feet.
No, it's 21 feet, but still, it's holy. Wow. This is paradise shit. Guess I should pay attention to what I'm doing here. Just running into a reef. Alright, so that part's over. Now we're on to navigating through a land of minefields, basically. Or a body of water with underwater mines everywhere. So Allie's gone to the front of the boat. We're looking for the bombies. There's one to my right. These are basically like hard rock structures of coral, but they can screw up a boat pretty bad. So we want to avoid them. And I'm using my Navionics on my chart plotter, Navionics on my phone with the satellite overlay, and OpenCPN. Honestly, the OpenCPN is looking a little blurry compared to what's on the iPhone. Maybe I've got the wrong file downloaded or something, but I feel like just the iPhone with the satellite overlay and then the Navionics, really I think all you really need is the Navionics with the satellite overlay. It's probably your best tool.
That could sink my boat. That could sink my boat. But my boat's not gonna get sunk today, so we're okay. I don't wanna go stand on that. Look at how pretty the turquoise is around the edges. Oh my. This is so cool. It's like we just sailed out of the ocean and into a little lake. With little like reefs all over. I'm so excited to go diving. I wasn't expecting it to be this big, and I wasn't expecting it to be this deep. It's very much like just a little lake in here. I'm sure there's other ones that are shallow, but this is cool. It's really cool. It's not what I expected. It's very cool, and I cannot wait to get in the water. And I wonder about the fish. I can't wait for the fish, because like I've heard that obviously there's reef fish in here around the reefs, but I also heard that people are like, oh yeah, like, but they have synchroterras, so don't shoot them, just shoot the pelagic, whatever that word is, the fish that swim in deep water, shoot them. And I was like, well, why would they be inside? Because I was just imagining like a super shallow coral, essentially. But no, it looks deep. I can't see the bottom. It looks like not as deep as ocean water, but it looks like lake deep. And then there's these little bomby things all over that I'm so excited to explore. Can't wait to get the dinghy down. Look how pretty. The world is so cool. The earth is so cool. Science is so wild. Can't believe this is our earth. How interesting. How amazing. Earth is amazing. What are you working on?
Just trying to see if somehow we blew a fuse when that happens. Like,
We just crunch the... Did we just crunch the button?
oh. Yeah, and this Blue Eddy thing when we were in rolly seas the other day, came out of here and smashed into here. And we didn't realize it, but we sort of damaged our bilge water alarm. It's fine, but we mostly smashed into our windlass control. And now this thing is not letting her turn her windlass on and off.
Yeah, we damaged the button.
But like the button, we should be able to get power to it.
Oh, it's working.
How do you know?
Well, weren't you just pressing?
Careful, this is potentially live. Because that's not like, it's not turning this light on.
Yeah, it was like a strong, like I smashed it and it would click and the light would come on.
So maybe we have to take this button apart. Has something like sheared off of here? Yeah, let's just feed that.
To make matters harder, we're in this atoll and there's bombies everywhere. So I've just got the boat in forward going super slow and trying to like keep an eye on the charts. There's uncharted ones in here though, so it's not just about the charts, it's about like keeping an eye out. So there's definitely not a convenient moment for us to solve this or find out that this is a problem. It's never convenient, is it? Get it started?
Yeah, I think we're gonna go anchor manually, and then I don't know if we blew a fuse somewhere or what. I gotta get the multimeter out and start investigating what's going on, but we might be cranking.
Yeah, it smells weird. It smells like the Caribbean to me. It smells like salt and like seaweed and maybe like a little fish. Anyways, this should be interesting. True, we've never really anchored in this shallow before, so that's nice at least. Turn! Yeah, we would have smacked that pretty good. Yeah, we definitely would have smacked that little guy. That's why I'm up here.
We're at 42 feet.
42? Can I start dropping? Can I start? So I'm going to anyway, but it'll be just trickier. Thanks for tuning in for this week's episode. Make sure you hit subscribe and the bell so that you don't miss out on next week's episode, where we discover the beauty and underwater spectacle that it is the Tuamotus. As always, there are behind the scenes on Patreon. See you next week. Ding!